Imagine stepping into the electric atmosphere of the 2026 BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells, where the desert sun is setting behind the mountains and thousands of fans are filling the iconic stadium, buzzing with anticipation for a fascinating round of 64 showdown between two explosive talents on the WTA Tour, Alexandra Eala and Dayana Yastremska. A match that perfectly represents the clash between the sport's rising future and a proven power hitter determined to reclaim her place among the elite. Alexandra Eala, the Filipino sensation who has been capturing headlines across the tennis world, walks onto the court with the calm confidence of a player who knows that every match on a stage like Indian Wells can redefine her career trajectory, while across the net stands Dayana Yastremska, the aggressive Ukrainian shotmaker known for her fearless baseline game and ability to dictate points with sheer power. From the very first rally, the contrast in styles becomes obvious. Eala's intelligent point construction and exceptional court awareness versus Yastremska's explosive first-strike tennis, and the crowd immediately senses that this is not going to be a routine round of 64 encounter but rather a tactical battle filled with momentum swings, emotional intensity, and moments of brilliance. As the match begins, Yastremska wastes no time asserting her trademark aggression, unleashing heavy ground strokes from the baseline and stepping inside the court whenever an opportunity appears, trying to rush Eala and prevent the young Filipina from settling into her rhythm. And for a few games it seems like the strategy is working as Yastremska's powerful forehand repeatedly pushes Eala deep behind the baseline, forcing defensive replies and giving the Ukrainian early control of rallies. However, Alexandra Eala has built a reputation for her composure under pressure, and rather than attempting to out-hit Yastremska, she begins adjusting her tactics with impressive maturity, mixing heights and spins, extending rallies, and cleverly targeting Yastremska's movement, knowing that the Ukrainian's aggressive style can sometimes lead to impatience and errors when points stretch beyond 5 or 6 shots. The first key turning point arrives midway through the opening set when Eala starts reading Yastremska's serve patterns more effectively, stepping slightly closer to the baseline on returns and redirecting the ball deep into the corners, forcing Yastremska into uncomfortable defensive positions that she rarely enjoys. And suddenly the momentum begins to shift as the Filipino star strings together several long rallies that showcase her exceptional consistency and tactical intelligence. Indian Wells has always rewarded players who can combine patience with precision, and Eala demonstrates exactly that by neutralizing Yastremska's raw power with clever angles, disciplined shot selection, and a willingness to wait for the right moment before pulling the trigger on a winner, and the crowd begins to respond to the young Filipina's resilience, applauding her ability to absorb pressure and gradually turn defense into offense. Yet Dayana Yastremska is not a player who backs down easily, and just when it appears that Eala is gaining full control, the Ukrainian produces a surge of high-risk, high-reward tennis that reminds everyone why she has been considered one of the most dangerous hitters on tour, blasting back-to-back forehand winners and punctuating them with a confident roar that echoes across the stadium, igniting her supporters and bringing the match back to a razor-thin balance where every point feels decisive. The intensity of the rallies continues to escalate as both players push each other to extraordinary levels, with Eala showcasing remarkable defensive skills by chasing down seemingly unreachable balls and turning them into counterattacks, while Yastremska continues searching for quick finishing shots that can shorten the exchanges and reassert her authority. What makes this matchup so captivating is the psychological dimension unfolding alongside the physical battle, because both players understand the stakes. For Alexandra Eala, a strong run at Indian Wells could further establish her as one of the brightest young stars in women's tennis and strengthen the belief among fans that she is ready to compete consistently against established WTA competitors. While for Dayana Yastremska, this tournament represents an opportunity to remind the world of her explosive talent and rebuild momentum in her quest to climb back up the rankings. As the first set progresses into its crucial closing phase, the tension becomes almost palpable, with each service game turning into a miniature drama filled with breakpoint opportunities, daring shot selections, and emotional reactions that reveal just how much this match means to both athletes. Eala's left-handed forehand begins to play a particularly important role, allowing her to create wide angles that pull Yastremska off the court and open up space for finishing shots on the opposite side, And this tactical pattern gradually disrupts the Ukrainian's rhythm because it forces her to defend more than she prefers, something that does not naturally align with her aggressive instincts. Meanwhile, Yastremska continues relying on her explosive backhand down the line, one of her signature weapons, using it to surprise Eala and quickly flip defensive situations into attacking opportunities. And when those shots land cleanly, they electrify the crowd with their sheer speed and precision. As the match enters the second set, both players appear even more determined, and the rallies become longer, more physical, and more mentally demanding, highlighting the endurance and focus required to succeed at a grueling event like Indian Wells, where the slow, hard courts reward players who can maintain discipline over extended exchanges. Alexandra Eala's strategic awareness shines throughout this phase of the match as she carefully analyzes Yastremska's positioning and begins exploiting subtle openings, occasionally using drop shots to disrupt the Ukrainian's baseline comfort and then following up with deep passing shots that showcase her creativity and tactical versatility. Dayana Yastremska responds with raw firepower, refusing to let the match drift away and repeatedly stepping inside the baseline to attack second serves, sending blistering returns that force Eala into immediate defensive mode and demonstrate the Ukrainian's ability to seize initiative whenever she senses vulnerability. The crowd at Indian Wells becomes fully invested in the contest, cheering loudly after spectacular rallies that highlight the contrasting brilliance of both competitors, and commentators begin emphasizing how this match perfectly represents the evolution of the WTA Tour, where young rising stars like Eala challenge experienced power hitters like Yastremska in battles that combine athleticism, strategy, and emotional resilience. As the decisive moments approach, the pressure intensifies dramatically because every shot carries the weight of potential momentum swings, and both players display remarkable mental strength by saving break points with fearless shot-making and clutch serving that keeps the scoreboard incredibly tight. Alexandra Eala's composure stands out in these critical situations as she remains calm between points, taking deep breaths and visualizing her patterns before stepping up to serve or return, a level of maturity that continues to impress analysts who have followed her development from junior champion to rising professional contender. On the other side of the net, Dayana Yastremska channels her competitive fire into explosive bursts of offense, delivering thunderous forehands that remind spectators of the raw power that once propelled her to significant victories on the WTA Tour. And when those shots connect perfectly, they create moments of pure spectacle that echo through the stadium. The strategic chess match between them becomes increasingly fascinating because Eala's approach revolves around constructing points patiently and forcing Yastremska to hit one extra ball under pressure, while Yastremska's philosophy is to strike early and end rallies before the Filipino star can implement her methodical patterns, resulting in a constant tug-of-war between patience and aggression that keeps the outcome uncertain until the very end. In the final stages of the match, fatigue begins to play a subtle role as both players have invested tremendous energy into the contest, yet their determination remains unwavering, producing one last sequence of breathtaking rallies that showcase the heart and passion of elite professional tennis. Alexandra Eala's supporters sense that she is on the verge of something special, applauding every defensive retrieval and every cleverly placed winner that demonstrates her growing confidence on the sport's biggest stages, while Yastremska's fans respond with equal enthusiasm each time the Ukrainian unleashes another fearless strike that threatens to turn the tide. Ultimately, what makes this round of 64 encounter at Indian Wells so memorable is not just the result but the narrative it represents. The meeting of two talented athletes at different phases of their journeys, each striving to prove something to the tennis world, each pushing the other to perform at their highest level in front of a global audience. For Alexandra Eala, the match symbolizes her continuing rise and the belief that she belongs among the WTA Tour's most exciting competitors, capable of standing toe-to-toe with powerful hitters and using her intelligence, resilience, and all-court skills to create opportunities even in the most demanding circumstances. For Dayana Yastremska, the contest reflects her enduring fighting spirit and her determination to re-establish herself as one of the tour's most dangerous offensive players, reminding everyone that when her aggressive game clicks, she can challenge anyone across the net. As the final points unfold and the crowd rises in appreciation of the thrilling battle they have witnessed, the match leaves a lasting impression on fans and analysts alike because it encapsulates the essence of professional tennis, the blend of strategy, athleticism, emotion, and drama that transforms every match into a story waiting to be told. And whether viewers are longtime followers of the WTA Tour or newcomers discovering these athletes for the first time, the Alexandra Eala vs. Dayana Yastremska clash at Indian Wells 2026 stands as a captivating chapter in the evolving landscape of women's tennis, highlighting the emergence of new stars, the persistence of established talents, and the unpredictable magic that keeps millions of fans around the world glued to the sport with excitement and anticipation for what comes next.